A few months ago I did a video about a SWAG Offroad Portaband bandsaw table that I had set up for my Milwaukee metal cutting bandsaw. And it's been really great. There's just been one problem. Has nothing to do with the product, nothing to do with the manufacturer. It's 100% on me. So I was out on the patio. A lot of my work ends up on the patio because my shop's really small, and depending on what I'm cutting, it just can't really happen in here. So I'll set up tools on the patio, ideally bringing them in after I'm done. Well, I was cutting some metal for something, I don't remember what, with my bandsaw, with the Milwaukee bandsaw and the SWAG table. I got all that done, and then I went out of town for a few days. Forgot to put it away. Left it on the patio. It got rained on, and well, this is what happened. As you can see, it got rusty. Now, SWAG does offer an option for one that's already painted. I decided to save a few bucks and go for the non-painted one, thinking, oh, I'll just paint it myself. Well, obviously I didn't get that done, and I left it out in the elements, which I shouldn't have done, and so now it's covered in rust. So I need to fix that so that I can paint it. So what I'm going to use, this is totally new to me, I haven't used this before. I've seen it in some other videos, my brother-in-law was talking about it. We're going to try out some Evaporust and see how that does. And then we're going to get this thing painted and hopefully never have to deal with this again. So let's get it taken apart and put it in a bath. Alright, so I've got this sealed up. Everything is soaking. Since it's hot in my shop, that's why I put this garbage bag over it, slid it in, and wrapped the tape around to kind of seal it up. Because I don't want it to evaporate. The Evaporust is reusable. So I want to minimize evaporation. I'm going to let this sit overnight. On the bottle it recommends 1 to 12 hours. Probably going to get longer than that because I have to work in the office tomorrow. So we will wait and see. Alright, so the instructions I think said to let it sit for 1 to 12 hours. I got busy at work. This has been sitting for like 2.5 days. So let's see what happened. Oh wow. So, this is actually pretty impressive. I'm just pulling this out of the liquid right now. I've done no scraping, no cleanup, no nothing. And so there are a couple spots that still have a little bit of rust. But that's because I only had 1 gallon, and really I should have had like 2 or 3 for how big this container is. So I'll still have a little bit of cleanup to do in a couple of spots. But this is looking really nice. I mean, that rust is gone. Now the instructions say you need to, actually, wow. So if you compare the before picture on the, if you look specifically at the 2 rails that go on the miter slot, I mean, these were actually submerged all the way. Those look brand new. Screws look all good. And let's see how the top, oh my word. And here's the top. You've seen the before on that, and now you can also see here where it was submerged and where it was not. So obviously this isn't quite done yet. I might stick that back in for just a little while to get it even. Same on those parts. But the rest of this I'm going to go rinse off real quick. The instructions say to just rinse it off with water, so that's what I'm going to go do, but I'm not going to film that part. So actually, for these couple of spots that still need to clean up, instead of just letting this all soak and risk some of this evaporating, what I'm going to try is something that's on the instructions that says you can just soak paper towels, wrap those around the area you're trying to clean, and then cover that in plastic wrap. And then just let that sit for a little while. So I'm going to try that real quick and see what we get. Alright, so I'm going to rinse off the parts that are done so we can get those ready to prime. Now for this piece, I ran out of plastic wrap, so I think I'm going to set it back in for a little bit before I drain the liquid out. Not perfect, but that'll do for now, I think. So let that sit for another hour or so. Come check it, and then we can start priming. Here we go. It's all put back together now with this nice paint. I've already scratched up the top a bunch, but it's in definitely much better condition than it was before. And I stained it accidentally with some oil or something here. But as you can see, it's way better than it was before. And that Evaporust just did a really good job cleaning up the rust so that I could paint this. So I think I can now honestly say it is as good as some people say it is. I am really impressed, and because I'm forgetful, I actually have a couple of other wrenches and things that I can try this on now that also got rusty out in the rain. Hopefully that's useful. I really didn't expect it to work that well or that easily. I thought there was going to be a lot of elbow grease behind it, but it was really as simple as just waiting and then rinsing it off. So if you got something rusty and you don't want to take sandpaper or a grinder or something to it to clean it up, this Evaporust stuff's not too bad. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.